never pray to God anymore. I'd rather no one hurt me.
Yo, what's good, my fellow Hollows? It's your boy, the Hollow Panther, coming at you with another amazing What If. And yes, this is gonna be a new series. This is gonna be called What If Deku Was a Villain. Before I start this, I want to give y'all a warning. Viewer discretion advised. This this series is gonna be all 18 plus. This series gonna have violence, blood, gore, blood and gore, violence, rape, abuse, suicide, and smoking. So if y'all not 18 years old or you're not into this type of stuff, please click off this video and watch more of my other what ifs. If y'all are okay with this, I hope you enjoy this series. So this is gonna be part 1 of What If Deku Was a Villain. So the story started when Inko giving birth to Izuku. Izuku was still gonna be the same like in canon. So at the age of 4, Inko took Izuku to the quirk doctor. Then the quirk doctor said, "I'm sorry, Miss Midoriya, but your son Izuku is quirkless." Suddenly, the smile from Inko's face came to look at it with disgust. He said, "Oh, okay." Then, when she came home, her husband said, "So, what type of quirk does Izuku got?" "Oh, Izuku is quirkless." And Sasha said, "Oh, what? This brat is quirkless?" "Yes, Sasha, please calm down." Like, "No, I'm not gonna." The reason why I agreed to have a child with you, Inka, to have a son who have a powerful quirk to give us money, to support us when they become a hero. There's no point for me to be with you if our son is quirkless. It doesn't matter. He gave Ingo the divorcing paper. He said, "I have a job offering across sea. I want you to sign the divorce paper so I can leave." And Ingo said, "But Sashi," he said, "No buts. Sign those papers and I'm off. I'm on. Now I take my leave." So Ingo signed the papers. And Sashi left to go to his job overseas. Nico just looked at Deku with his disgust and saw next to her was a belt. She used her telekinesis to grab the belt and start beating on Izuku like, "Why? Why you have to be a useless quirk? Why you have to be quirkly, you useless brat? Now you ruined my marriage. You son of a bitch." You keep whacking Izuku over and over and over again. Izuku was constantly crying, "Mommy, stop, it hurts." She tells Izuku to shut up. And she keep beating him repeatedly over and over again. After a while, she got tired of beating him. She just made herself some dinner, not even giving Izuku any dinner. And she ate her dinner and said, clean this dishes, clean these mess up." Izuku said, "Alright." So Izuku cleaned his mother cleaned Inko's mess. So we're gonna skip to the age of when he gets to school. Bako asked Izuku what his quirk is, and Izuku said he was quirkless. And Bako said, "Oh, so I knew you're gonna be useless. You're gonna be a useless Deku. That name fits you, Deku. It means you're useless. And I knew you weren't gonna have a quirk." So everyone started laughing at Izuku from being quirkless. That's when Bakugo and two lackeys started bullying him. This time, in this, Bakugo bullied Izuku even worse. Hitting him with his explosion, the kid with the wing quirk flew Luke in the air and dropped him in the air. It dropped him, let him go. Then he plummeted in the ground, breaking a few ribs. The one with the long finger be dragging Zuko onto rocks and threw him on the trees, threw him against the tree. Then when he gets home, Inko start beating him, start beating him with a belt again, calling him worthless. I wish you had a quirk. You just a useless brat, a useless roach that I had to take care of. And she stopped calling Zuko by his real name. She started calling Zuko Deku as well. She said, "Now I just done eating my dinner. Now clean this kitchen up, Deku." She said, "But yes, ma'am." And Deku started cleaning Eco's mess up. So that's been going on for a few years. So you're gonna time skip at the age of 15. Deku and Bakugo. Deku started when he was age of 10. Inko started doing even more worse things to him. She started cutting him with a knife. She started smoking. Started burning his skin with her lit cigarette. After you done smoke, she puts out the cigarette onto Izuku's skin. Then when Bakugo and his goons, they start bullying him even worse, but the teacher won't do anything because Bakugo was their prize student with the most strongest quirk and with the most highest with the best grades, because the teachers be allowing him to do anything in the school. Even the principal allowed Bakugo to do what he wants, because Bakugo be the one who has been winning all their quirk tournaments that he was in. Because Bakugo was their money maker in the school, so he ruled the entire school and bullied Deku just for the fun of it. So Deku be coming to school with burn marks, cuts. One of the days, Inko stabbed Zuko with a knife. Then when she called the police, she said that she made her house look like wreck her own house up. Seemed like it'd been a burglary happened, and she said one of the burglars stabbed her son. So they took Izuku to the hospital and he patched him up. So he ended up having a huge stab mark on his stomach. So Deku was at the age of 15. He came home. He just got done getting bullied by Bakugo and his lackeys. He came home. Deku heard a weird noise coming from his mom's room. So he went upstairs to check what was going on. He sees his mom playing with herself with an avocado and jamming it into her vagina. She turned around and saw Deku. Said, "Deku, come here now." Like, yes. She crawled towards him and rubbed his hair, saying, whispered there, "Do mommy a favor and pleasure me." And Izuku say, "Wait, what? That's wrong." Like, she then slapped Izuku really hard. Said, "Do what I said." She locked the door. She put all the chains. She put all the chains on it. She already had her room soundproof, so he wanted no one can hear her. I'm reason why Izuku heard her because she left her door open a bit. So so during the time, so before that happened, during the time he started just training, doing just push-ups, sit-ups, curls, and doing a 10-mile run, starting training his body. Still wanted to become a hero. So let's go back to it. So this is when the 18 plus thing happened. So if you don't want to hear this, please give the video, give a few minutes on the video, or if you don't want to hear this. So it's about to happen in 3, 2, 1. So Inko started lifting Izuku's shirt, started rubbing his pecs because he had a 6-pack going on. Inko started passively kissing on Izuku. Izuku was scared and shocked, and Inko started undoing his belt, pulling down his pants and his boxers, lay him on her bed. She started sucking her own son dry up good. Suddenly, Izuku was saying, "Mom, please stop." Every time he hears Izuku telling her to stop, she grabbed a belt and whipped him while she then whipped him in the chest. It's like, shut it and allow, do one thing right for your mother. Then she started continuing, sucking them up. Then she put her titties on her own son's private area. She was surprised how big it was. She said her own son's cock was bigger than Isashi's. Then she started titty fucking the mess out of Izuku. He kept trying to tell her to stop. Every time he kept doing, he said stop. Inko kept whipping him with the belt over and over again. Then after a while, Izuku came in her mouth. She swallowed up, still seeing Izuku hard. She said, "Oh, you still hurt, sweetie? Okay." So she got her pussy wet enough and put a little bit of on Izuku's cot. Then she started put his cock inside her. She starts moaning and saying, "Yes, Deku. Yes, Deku. I love this. How big it is. You put it in my tight. It's been so long since I had something this big in me." Then she started humping the mess out of Izuku. She said, "Come on, put some oomph in it." But she grabbed the belt. She put her panties in his mouth. Said, "What I told you. Well, I told you, Deku, I want you to fuck me hard, ride me like a little prince, like a little." Then Deku just listened to his mom start. She told her, "Just thrust your hips forward." So he listened to his mom and thrust his hips forward. Inko was moaning and groping her own tits. While that happened, kept more and more going and going. Ugh. She kept going and going and going. After a while, Inko locked her legs on Izuku. Izuku spit out the pen. He said, "Mom, let go. I'm about to do it inside me." But she said, "Do what I said." So finally he let everything out inside her. She started moaning in pain, clawing on Izuku's back, making him bleed on his back. She said, "Oh." Then she got off of him and passively made out with him and said, "For pleasuring me, I'm gonna make you some dinner." So Inko put on her robe, unchained the door, and got dressed. Then went down to the kitchen and prepared Izuku some dinner. All you see is Izuku curled up in a ball in his mother's bed, naked, crying and crying. He said, "This is gonna be my life." At least she finally feeding me. So the only way she gonna feed me and be nice to me if I do this to her. Okay, I would do anything to survive. Start crying. After when Inko finished cooking them both dinner, she said, "Izuku, sweetie, come down here." He finally heard his mom finally call him by his name. So he got dressed and went downstairs to the kitchen and see a well-cooked meal on the table for both of them. Inko, so both Izuku and Inko started eating the dinner. After a while, they both finished and Izuku cleaned the kitchen up. Inko starts lighting her cigarette. He said, "Wow, Izuku, sweetie, you was amazing." She finished her cigarette. Said, "Izuku, sweetie, come here." He started. Said, yes, ma'am." He, like pull out your arm. It's like you know what time it's. You know what it means. So, like he nodded, he rolled his sleeve up, brought out his arm. She put out the cigarette on Deku's bare skin. He was used to the pain because she's been doing this for a matter of years. During the remaining of his high school career, Deku been getting bullied by Bakugo and his lackeys, and then getting raped by his own mother, and getting to just to get dinner. So we're gonna skip to the end of their high school career, and the teacher said, "All right, it's the last few weeks of high school. Here are the aptitude tests to find out which college you want to go to." Then suddenly the teacher just threw the paper out in the air and said, "What's the point? You all want to go to the heroes track." Everybody had their hand. Everybody started using their quirks. And Bakugo said the same thing like Candy. He said, "Don't lump me in with these extras, teach." And everybody said they probably gonna be sidekicks for some D-list heroes. He said, Bakugo, and one of the students said, "Come on, Bakugo gonna be a better hero than us. He literally won all the quirk tournaments for our school. That's why we well known." And the teacher said, "You're all right. Bakugo did win all the tournaments from middle school and for the second years of high school, and gonna be in the national, gonna be facing in the national league in a few days." So Zuko still had his hero notebook because his mom finally stopped burning them after because when Zuko started pleasuring his own mother, she stopped burning his hero notebooks. So that's when Bakugo did his little rant, said he's gonna be the richest hero and defeat All Might, and he said that's why he's going to UA University. That's when the teacher said, "Oh, Izuku Midori, you're also going to UA University." And Bakugo said, "Huh?" He turned around and screamed, "Deku!" Said, "Huh? Yes, Kacha. How dare you go to UA University? You're quirkless. There's no way in hell gonna let a quirkless person like you enroll into UA University." And Zuko said while muttering, he said, "But Kachan, they allow this. They just started this year. Last year they started accepting quirkless to start accepting quirkless to be enrolled in their school." He said, then he exploded his desk again. He said, "Shut up, Deku." Then his school bell rings. Then suddenly Bakugo stopped him and said, "Deku, hey Deku." Like, yes, Kosh. Though you would think, he put his hand on it. Then he straight explode him, because the explosion are even stronger. Because all the training he done with Deku and the Quark tournament, he exploded him through a wall. He said, he kneeled to him like, "Don't even think about going to UA." He's laughing. He's like, "Oh, is a Deku. If you want a quirk so badly, take a swan dive off the school roof. You probably get a quirk in your next life." And that's when after he exploded his hero notebook and threw it outside. Izuku was about to do something. Baku just exploded his hand. He just stayed quiet. Then he got up, went outside to get his hero notebook back, but his hero notebook was already too much damage and is probably dissolved in the water. So he sighed. He said, then he got a text from his phone from his mom saying, "Izuku, sweetie, I'm waiting. Call me home soon, or else." And she sent him a picture of her naked already in the bed. He just sighed and turned out. He just walks home. He took the shortcut there. Then suddenly a sludge, suddenly a huge green slime coming out from the sewer. He said, "Hey kid, I want your body." He turned around and said, "Oh, what was that? I didn't know that freak was coming." Like, whatever. Go ahead. I don't care no more. He said, "Oh, thank you." Then he took over Izuku's body. He's just allowing the sludge villain to take over his body. He said, because he just before the sludge villain jumped, he said, "Can you just end it when you do take over my body?" And he said, "Of course, kid." Then he jumped into Izuku's body, suffocated him to death. He said, "Finally, I can finally rest. I can finally get out of that torturous hellhole of a." He had a tear in his eye. Said, "I'm finally gonna be free." Suddenly, that's when All Might came. He said, "Don't you fear? I am here. Texas Smash." They knocked out the sludge villain. And Deku wakes up to see his idol, the number one hero, All Might. They saw him gathering up the sludge villain. He said, "Oh my God, All Might!" He asked for an order. He tried to look for his hero notebook. He forgot that Bakugo freaking destroyed his hero notebook, and he didn't have nothing else for him to get his autograph. So he went to his book bag. It's have a single piece of paper, and he asked All Might to autograph that he could have his autograph. And he said, "Of course." Then he signed Zuko's piece of paper, and Zuko said, "I'm gonna treasure this for the rest of my life." He put it back in his bag and said, "Wait, All Might, I have a question for you." "I'm sorry, kid, I have to go." Then he jumped off, and Zuko was lashed on All Might's leg. All Might said, "Kid, let go of me. If I let go, I'll fall and die." So, "Oh yeah, good point." So he landed near nearby roof and lectured Zuko. Said, "Kid, that was too dangerous what you did. You almost got yourself hurt." I said, "I'm sorry, I have a question to ask you." Like, "Oh, what is your question?" He said, "I've been ridiculed by all my classmates and even my teachers. I want to ask you, because you're the number one hero. Can I be a hero without a quirk? Before All Might could even say something, he said, "Wait, you quirkless?" Then poof, All Might went back to his Small Might form. And Zuko said, "Wait, you're not All Might. You're a imposter." And All Might said, "Kid, calm down. This is really me. I'm All Might." So what happened? Zuko said, "Wait, All Might, what happened to you?" And Zuko showed All Might showed Zuko his injury. He said, "I got this from a villain." He said, "Wait, what kind of villain? Was it Toxic Chainsaw?" And All Might said, huh, "Not bad, kid. You know your stuff." But no, it was a classified villain that was off the books. And to answer your question, no, you can't be a hero without a quirk. It's too dangerous for a person like you to become a hero. Probably become a cop or a cop or a fireman. That's an easy way to become a hero. But be a hero like that. But a pro hero out of the line, that's too dangerous and risky for you, and you could end up killing yourself or hurting others. Suddenly, Azuku's whole world started shattering. Hearing his idol, the person he kept him going in life from all this crap and hell he's been putting with. He was his only shining light that kept him moving, kept him going, shattered his hopes and dream of becoming a hero. So suddenly his eyes he couldn't control it. His eyes started flooding with tears. He just ran off. All Might felt bad. He was about to say something, but he just went down the stairs. All you see is Zuko is running. Suddenly, Zuko heard the explosion. He turned around and went to where it was coming from. Suddenly, he saw that the sludge villain had escaped. Zuko said, "Wait, I thought All Might already captured them." He thought about it. He like, it was my fault. I don't want to. If I would never held on to All Might's leg, he wouldn't have lost the sludge villain. Suddenly, he asked why. He said, "Why aren't the other heroes helping? They aren't doing anything." And the hero said, "We don't have the right quirks. We don't have the right quirks for the job. Where's All Might?" Lucas sees All Might grabbing onto his injury, saying, "Damn it, I don't have enough time. I don't have any strength to buff up." So he sees that it was Kashan, his childhood his old childhood best friend, and his torturer for 17 straight years, is in trouble and scared. Suddenly, on instinct, he started running towards the sludge villain. And Dead Arms told him, "Kid, get back here!" Suddenly, Zuko threw his backpack at the sludge villain. It started clawing his way out, try to claw Bakugo free. And Bakugo said, "Deku, what the hell you doing? I don't need your help. I'm not gonna allow you to die." Suddenly, All Might finally mustered the courage to buff up. Suddenly he did the choice smash, saving both Bakugo and Izuku. And suddenly, all the heroes was praising Bakugo, how brave he was, how powerful his quirk was. Other was lecturing Izuku and for how reckless that was. Suddenly, All Might came towards Izuku. He said, "Young man, I told you that it was dangerous. I can't believe how reckless you was. I already told you you can't be a hero without a quirk. Why? What you did was idiotic and reckless." and Izuku started having flashes, having all start remembering all the abuse, all everything that happened to him, all the abuse, all the even the rape from his own mother. Suddenly Izuku snapped and ripped on my shirt, exposing the injury. It started yelling out, "There's your symbol of peace. He's injured. You are gonna allow you, him, and the rest of y'all here are gonna allow this boy to allow this kid to die." It took someone who didn't have a quirk to attempt to save him. And he started chewing out the whole heroes. He's saying this hero is all you guys care about is fame and money. He looked at Alma and I idolized you. You was the only person that kept me moving from the shitty life I had. This bastard I tried to save bullied me and tortured me for 17 years. And if he's trying to say something about his mom, he thought that if I said something about my mom, she would probably beat me and torture and rape me again. So he kept the thing what he had about his mom a secret. So he continued rambling on. Him and his friend used to bully me and all, and the school just allowed them to do it because how powerful his quirk is. And here you heroes are praising him. You calling praising him how powerful his quirk is. He's the true villain right here, bullying other people, and he took his shirt off and showing all the injuries that Bakugo gave him. He literally gave me burn marks. Gave me burn marks. Freaking. And while the camera is rolling on my injury, another camera is rolling is on Zuku's injury that Bakugo and his mother gave him. When the news Inko was waiting for, she was texting him over and over again. She's already furious. When she get home, she's gonna beat the living shit out of him. He saw the news. She turned on the news, seeing what Izuku was doing. She just got furious because she showed him all the injuries, and one of the news reporters saw a hickey on his neck. He's saying he turned around and he thought Bakugo gave him a hickey. He started raping him, but he's suddenly and he just sees cuts, and the reporter sees cuts, cigarette burn marks, bunch of hickeys on his neck. And the reporter said, "Where did you get these hickeys? I know that this young kid didn't give those hickeys to you." He tried to keep it to himself. He said, "Is your mother raping?" And the reporter said, "I can't believe it. His own mother has been raping him." And Luke's eyes a bit widened with the surprise that one of the reporter figured out his one of his secret figured out that his mom been raping him. So he started tearing up, saying, yes, it's true. My mom has been raping me. That's the only way I could have food. I could eat. I could have food. She would feed me. At first she was starting just cutting me, burning me with her cigarette butts, whipping me with a belt. I've been taking all that crap, and I had you to keep me going. But here you are, the number one hero, the biggest hypocrite in the entire world. You said before anyone could be a hero. That's a load of crap. You just told me someone who had only a string left of life left, that they can't achieve their dream of becoming a hero. And look at you. You injured. You got injured from a villain, then by a villain. So we go to the bar, and to All For One's lab. You say yes. All you see hear All For One laughing in joy, saying yes, yes, my boy, yes. Rip on him. State the facts. Keep ripping on him. It's only at the bar, Shigaraki started laughing in joy. He's saying, I like this kid. He really ripping on these heroes. Keep going. And in a crowd around a bunch of TV stations saying, wait, what? All Might is not the hero I expected, and he's injured, so he can be killed. Then he just walked off. And All Might said, that's enough. Like, what? You gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna hurt a quirkless kid? Huh? And then all the cameras started facing All Might, so you could put his shirt back on and start running. Started running off to a nearby roof. So suddenly, he didn't know somebody was following him. So he turned around, he sees Bakugo. And Bakugo tried to punch Izuku in the face. Said, I didn't need your help, Deku. Kept going and going, hit on the way, explosion, make with explosion. How dare you ruin my reputation in front of live TV? Izuku just spat blood in his face. Said, "Fuck you, you son of a bitch." Then he punched Bakugo in the face. Bakugo just wiped the scuff off his face, started exploding him more and more, hitting his head on the railing. Constantly keep exploding him over and over again. Start choking him out. More, he keep punching him and punching him again and again. Suddenly, he dangled Izuku's body from the railing. And Izuku said, "Any last word, Deku?" So Izuku spit in Bakugo's face and said, I hope I see you in hell." And so Bakugo said, "Fuck it. Like, forget this." He pushed him. He threw him off the ledge. Someone said, "No!" Suddenly Taco saw someone recording what he did. He tried to chase the girl that was the coroner. The girl that was caught. The recording was Toru. So she took all her clothes off and she hid from Bakugo, and it was live. So they saw everyone saw Bakugo beating up Izuku and throwing him off the ledge. So once Bakugo came home, a bunch of police officers was swarming him, locking him up. And suddenly Misuki slapped Bakugo. He said, "How dare you do that to Izuku? You murderer. I never want to see you again, Katsuki." And suddenly the police officer were taking Bakugo to prison. Suddenly we switch back to Izuku's perspective. Izuku was bleeding out. Suddenly, two. Suddenly, he was fading. He's like, "This is it. This is what my life gonna lead me, gonna end me." Suddenly, before he passed out, two figures was look. Suddenly, he saw two figures. He couldn't see it now because he lost a lot of blood. His legs were freaking broken. His ribs were shattered. Suddenly, he passed out. That's when a man with blue hair, with a bunch of hands around him, and a girl around Izuku's age, wearing a school uniform, with yellow buns and and yellow eyes. Yes, the girl is so 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 Shigaraki contact Kurogiri to open a portal. So Shigaraki, the girl with the blonde hair lifts up the conscious Izuku. Before that happens, Shigaraki touched him and checked he had a pulse. He was surprised that this boy was still alive because this boy just fell from let's say a 20-story building. Suddenly, Izuku wakes. Next thing you know, Izuku wakes up. He's near. His leg was in the cat. One of his arms was in the cast, and one of his legs was also, and his left arm was cast up, and his right leg was cast up. And his whole rib was wrapped in bandages, and it's also his head. And Izuku said, "Where am I?" He got on my head. He saw he have a cast on his arm. And he looked down on his right leg. He has a cast on his right leg. Said, "What's going on?" Suddenly, he sees a man wearing a suit with like his whole body is surrounded in some type of purple and black mist. He sees a man with blue hair with a bunch of hands on all over his body. And finally, he sees next to him a girl with yellow eyes, blonde hair with buns, wearing a schoolgirl outfit, eating an ice cream sundae. You get and Toragiri said, "Oh, young master Tomoro Shigaraki, the boy is up." He turned around and said, "Ah, well, oh well. Isn't it the boy who ripped on the entire Hero Society, and exposed the number one hero's weakness and tore through All Might? I gotta give it to you, kid. You have a lot of balls exposing All Might's injury to the world. My master is pleased at you." He said, "Who are you?" "Oh, let me introduce myself. My name is Tomura Shigaraki. My friend who passed you up, his name is Kurogiri. And the girl around your age eating the ice cream sundae, the girl said, 'Oh, hello, my name is Himiko Toga.'" And yes, in this series, Toga joined the League of Villains early, so she joined the league early, so that's why she's here. So we'll get back to this story. So said, "Hey, are you okay? What happened? Do you really end your life? Took a swan dive off a 20-foot building?" And suddenly Luke started remembering, saying, "No, This bastard named Koski Bakugo threw me off the 20 after he beat me up, brutally beat me up. He threw me off a 20, the 20, the 20-story building, trying to kill me. Where the hell that bastard at? And Korigiri said, Koski Bakugo. They heard. You turn on the news to see, they have a report having, it said young Koski Bakugo been arrested of a murder of Izuku Midoriya. And Izuku was upset, say, "Damn it!" Like what? And Shigaraki wasn't feel like what? I thought he would be happy if he's arrested. What he done to you? No, I wanted to kill him myself for 17 years of torture. He balled his fist in anger. Damn it! If I wasn't so damn weak, I could have killed him right then and there. Then he put out the autograph that All Might gave him. Suddenly he just ripped it into shreds and threw it in the garbage. Shigaraki started smiling and said, "Yes, he's fine." So you're no longer a fan of All Might. He said, "No, I'm not. I want him to suffer and die." And Shigaraki had a twisted smile and said, "Excellent. So Izuku Midoriya, how about it? Do you want to join the League of Villains?" And Izuku said, "But I'm quirkless. You want someone that is quirkless to join your league?" And Shigaraki said, "Don't worry about that. My master can help you and could easily fix your arm and leg and those broken ribs you have. If you just say yes." So Shigaraki put on a glove and put his hand out. "So, do you agree, Izuku Midoriya?" So Izuku just looked at Shigaraki. He put his hand out and said, "Yes. But Izuku Midoriya is dead. But only you guys call me Izuku Midoriya. Or Izuku is fine. From now on, I want to be called Deku by my villain name." And Shigaraki said, "Oh, so what is your villain name?" And he said, "I want my villain name to be Deku. It's gonna be more than useless. It's gonna be the last thing, the name of a strong a name of terror that people be terrified of. I want people to be scared when they hear the name Deku." Shigaraki started smiling and said, "Welcome aboard, Deku." So Izuku shook Shigaraki's hand and he joined the League of Villains. So Shigaraki said, "My master wants to speak to you. And so Korigiri opened the portal to All For One's whereabouts. Sugu went into the portal and saw the number one villain in Japan, All For One. And he sees All For One still laughing in joy. He said, "Oh, sorry about that, kid. I was rewatching you chewing off all my and exposing his injury that I gave him." He started laughing again. Azuka said, "Wait, you gave all my his injury?" He said, "Oh yes, I have, and boy, you impressed me. You exposed how much of a fake All Might is, and and so and told the world that how heroes truly are, just money grubbing fakes that care about money and fame." So, I know what happened to you, young Midoriya, young Zuku Midoriya. Your father left you at the age of 4, and your mother started abusing you. When you became 15, your mother started raping you, started forcing herself onto you. Zuko started getting more upset and angry. He said, how you like it if I give you a quirk or give you power?" Zuko asked, "Well, is it possible to give someone a quirk?" And All For One said, "No, it's with my quirk I can. My quirk is called All For One. My quirk have the ability to give a person a quirk or take the quirk from the person." So, Izuku, do you want a quirk? You say you already accepted to join y'all. I have one request, if you don't mind. And All For One said, what is it, young Midori, young Izuku? I want to kill my mother for all for 17 years of abuse and all the rape and for her raping me. I want to kill her with my own hands." Edie smiled and said, "Of course." Finally, All For One put his hands onto Izuku, put his hand on Izuku's head, giving him 2 quirks. His first quirk was a powerful telekinesis quirk. So his telekinesis quirk, like Tatsumaki from One Punch Man level of powerful, and his second quirk was a type of quirk that was he could shoot. He can make like stuff like wires from it, make water come out his fingertips, so he could easily choke his opponent to death. Like, now I scratched that, so I was just gonna give Izuku a pretty powerful telekinesis quirk like Tatsumaki level of powerful telekinesis like in One Punch Man. So that's what All For One gave him. And I am gonna give him the second quirk is gonna be a high Q quirk. It gives him a high Q of a super of a Scott, a higher IQ than Nezu himself. That what All For One gave him. Suddenly, Zuko's eyes started glowing green, and his whole body was glowing with this green aura. And All For One told him, "I gave you 2 quirks. I gave you a highly strong telekinesis quirk, and your second quirk is an intelligence boost quirk. It boosts up your intelligence. You even smarter than that rat that runs UA University named Nezu." And he smiled and said, "Thank you, Master." "You're welcome. So, your first mission is to kill your mother, Inka Midoriya. She no longer my mother. And he checked his quirk out. He lifted up lift up a tube, lift up a freaking metal beam and threw it through a wall. All for one smile said, "Excellent, you learning well." And he said, "Thanks for this high IQ quirk you gave me. I can able to use my quirk in its full potential." And I already was smart. Then he whipped out a notebook. He said, "I'm glad I only got one of my old notebooks. I'm glad I kept this one." And off one, what is this? Oh, this used to be my hero notebook. I wrote all the heroes down in the weakness, how to prove their quirks, and everything. Now I'm gonna use this notebook and all the notebooks that I kept in my room as against them, and kill all these heroes. Suddenly, off one smile said, "Excellent." He said, "Do you mind if you can I please have that? Can I please you read that when you get a chance?" Like, "Of course, here you can have this." I already memorized all of it in my head thanks to this IQ quirk. Off one smile said, "Excellent." So all for one said, "That's all for now. Come back when you've done the job." He said, yes, master." So Korigiri opened the portal. As soon as that happened, all for one just said, "Oh, almost forgot." But he touched his head again, healing all the injuries that Baku gave him when he threw him off the building. But but he still had the burn marks, the cuts, the stab wounds, and he did healed up the hickey that his mom gave him. So Izuku just went inside the portal. And Shigaraki and Korigiri said, You need something new to wear." So Korigiri gave Deku a new pair of clothes, and the clothes that Korigiri gave him, that you see in the thumbnail. And Izuku put on his black sunglasses. But then he walked. Then he ordered Korigiri pulls Izuku into it. Shigaraki said, "Toga, go with him and make sure you're all right." And Toga said, "All right." So Korigiri opened a portal to Izuku's house. Both Toga and Izuku went inside the portal. And they in front of Izuku's apartment. And they made it to Izuku's apartment. And Izuku told Toga, "Can you please stay outside? I want to do this myself." And Toga said, "Okay." So she stand outside. He said, "But it's gonna cost you later." Like, "What is it?" "I want your blood." "Sure." And he pat Toga in the head. She started blushing a bit. So Izuku opened the door and said, "Mom, I'm home." She said, then suddenly Inko came in the room with a belt in hand, saying, "Izuku, Deku, where the hell have you been? I've been sick, and how dare you humiliate me in front of national TV? Come here now." He smiled and said, "Okay." He had that scared Deku act. Then Deku just hugged his mom, and said, "I'm so sorry." Then Iko's trying, still pissed off. Then suddenly Izuku just grabbed onto her ass, said, "Please forgive me." Iko still was having it. Then he already had his. Suddenly Iko started squirming a bit, and he saw Izuku had his finger inside of her already. Like she went down on her knees, and said, "I can't stay mad." Then she started passively kissing on Izuku. Suddenly, Izuku just used his telekinesis and grabbed the belt and embraced the kiss and started choking her. She couldn't breathe. Like, "Hey, Deku, what are you doing?" And it switched back to his true emotion. He said, shut up." It started push. She put started choking Inko and pushed her through the TV. Like, he said, "Izuku, you have a quirk?" He said, "Shut up." And he threw Inko through to a wall and bedding her in there. 17 years, you've been abusing me, whooping me, for me being quirkless. And he pulled her towards him. "You freaking rape. How, which, who child, which mother, tell me what kind of mother raped, forced themselves onto their own child? Tell me." And he slammed Inko through the wall of the kitchen. Suddenly Inko trying to find herself a knife. She threw it with her telekinesis. Deku caught it with his telekinesis and flung it back to her arms. Straight through her arms. Suddenly Inko went in into the drawer, pulled out a gun. He said, "Back," pulled out a gun. And trying to shoot Izuku. Izuku caught all the bullets. He said, "Really, you think that would work against me now?" Then he shot one of the bullet into Inko's leg. She went to both her legs. She was on her knees. So he shot the rest on her arms. And he picked up the gun. Then he pulled out the knife that she stabbed him with. It's like, "This knife right." He pulled it shut. "You stabbed me with this knife, and you told the police officer that a burglar stabbed me." She went to Inko's knee, to her. She started tearing up and said, "Izuku, sweetie, I'm so sorry." He slapped her hand off of his cheek. Like, "No, I'm not gonna listen to you. You used me. You raped me. All I was to you was a sex slave, with a fuck buddy to. I wasn't your son. I wasn't a son to you. I was just someone you could fuck and have pleasure yourself too." And Inko said, "You want to kill our child? Won't you, Izuku?" And Izuku's eye widened and he said, "What?" I said, "Yes, Izuku. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant with your child." Izuku started tearing up and saying, "You sick bastard." That's why he didn't want to. You keep forcing me to come and say, what do you think was gonna happen?" And she passively kissed Luke like, "Please, you don't want to kill your unborn, your child." Please, he started rubbing on his cock like, "Please, your juicy white and creamy essence made our child. Please, Zuko, don't kill me. You're gonna kill two life, me and your unborn child. You, you, please, Zuko, think this through. So how long? She left her stomach. She always see the child. You always see her stomach was showing. She would say she was like 5 months pregnant already, showing sign of pregnancy. So it's been 5 months. We're about to close this. Now we're making like this is her 7th month. Close her 8th month, close to her 9th. But please. Suddenly something wet came on the floor. Nico started like, what's wrong? She's like, my water just broke. Like, that means our baby's coming, Ezekiel. He sighed and helped. He grabbed some towels and he said, all right, push. She kept pushing and pushing and pushing. Finally, the baby came out. It was a little baby girl with green emerald eyes. She cut the umbilical cord all out of the baby and wrapped him into the blanket. Nico said, "Come on, Zuko, let me hold my baby girl, our baby girl." Zuko just pulled the pistol that Nico pulled out, try to shoot him with. Said, "You don't not allow me to touch my baby." Please, sweetie, let me touch our child, hold our child. Suddenly, all you hear was a bang. And suddenly, he told Toga to come in here. And Toga went inside. And Zuko told her to hold this. And Toga's eyes wide and see a little baby girl that he was holding. Said, okay. Suddenly, Zuko just kept stabbing her with the same knife she stabbed Herman with. He stabbed him, pulling out gut. Toga was close the baby's eye while she was seeing Zuko using his telekinesis to rip Inko's guts out. Using his telekinesis to hang Inko by the umbilical cord and her gut onto the kitchen. There's one more insult. He jammed the knife straight to her through her throat, and asked her, "Can you have his child?" And told his eyes wide and said, "Wait, this is your baby?" "Yes, she is, because my bastard of a mother raped me, and she made me come inside her, and she's been carrying my child for 8 months. It was been the night when all this stuff happened. Her water broke. Then she came into the world. So, what you gonna name her, or are you gonna kill this child?" Zuko just looked at the baby, and she looked at both Toga and Izuku. He said, "I'm not gonna kill an innocent life. She didn't ask to be born in this world." And his his daughter's hair. It's her small, her light, her 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 green hair. It smiled. It said, "Hello, welcome to the world, little Izumi Midoriya." He holds the child. He put the gun back into it, into his pocket, the back of his. He found a holster in the same drawer that his mom had the gun in. So he put on the holster, put the gun into into the holster, grabbed the ammo, put it in his jacket pocket. He put on his black shades. So let's go, Toga. Said, all right. So they both left the apartment building, and they contact Gary to open a warp gate back to back to the bar. And Gary opened the warp gate and walked. Both Toga and Izuku walked into the bar. Shigaraki said, "So how'd it go?" "She's dead. Good riddance." Shigaraki turned around and saw a little baby that Izuku was holding, and said, "Who the brat? Wait, is that a baby?" Like, yeah. And Izuku said, "Yes." "Who child is it?" Besides, it's mine. Both Shigaraki and Kurogiri were surprised. The hat is your. You smell. I know you guys saw the hickeys, but and they heard the report that my mom was raping me, right? Yeah, I thought he was making it up. No, it was true. My mom has been raping me since I was 15. And she was 9 months pregnant when I killed her. Her water broke, and out came my child, my little baby girl. And Shigaraki said, "What's the girl's name?" And Izuku said, "Her name is Izumi Midoriya." And Shigaraki said, "So, are you keeping the child, or are you putting her into adoption?" Izuku looked at Shigaraki. His eyes was glowing. He said, "No, I'm not putting my daughter off of adoption. I'm not gonna abandon her." "I'm gonna be a better parent, better than my bastard of a father and my horror of a mother. I'm going to take care of her I'm going to take care of her and still do my job, my duty as a member of the League of Villains." Shigaraki said, "All right." Then Izuku said, "Kurogiri, can you please open the portal to the master's location? He told me to meet with him when I come back." She said, "Of course." And Izuku went into the master to All For One whereabouts. Then All For One said, "How'd it go?" It went well, but something else happened. Like, what is it? And All For One saw the child. Said, "Who child is this?" "You already know that my mom had raped me since 15. Come to find out that my mother was 8 months pregnant with my child. This is my daughter, Izumi Midoriya." Said, "Oh." Your mother was a sick woman. I'm glad she did. So am I. And Luke handed off one a whole box full of his hero notebooks. Said, "You and the rest of the members of the League of Villains can read these. I already read through them. Before I left. I already have it memorized in my head." The officer said, "Thank you, Ezekiel. No problem." Excuse me, I had to put my daughter to sleep. Said, "Okay, but your mother is dead, right?" "Yes, had her hanging in our own onto our daughter's umbilical cord, and hanging on her own guts and organs. I made sure she did. Make sure she's dead." And often one said, "Excellent." And she often one gave something here, Ezekiel. "You might need this for your child." And often one gave Ezekiel a baby crib. You can stay in the bar. Yeah, you got a little room, so you and your daughter can live in there. He said, "Thank you, Master." And before he left, he took all the money that his mom had on her, because she did during the time she had a job, and she had a side job at the stripper, getting digged down by other men, getting paid on the pole and stuff. So she had over, let's say she got over let's say she got over 1,000 yen saved up on her. So Zuko took all that money, so he could help. That can help him with him buying diapers for Izumi, formula, and clothes. So Zuko asked for a favor for Shigaraki. And Shigaraki said, "What is it?" He said, "Can you please watch my daughter for a while so I can buy her some stuff? Can buy her some diapers, some baby formula, and some clothes and food." Shigaraki said, "Fine." He says, "Thank you. I really appreciate that." So Deku went to the let's say he took off his, put on a jack, took off his, because his clothes already bloodied up, so he put those in the wash. And the horse said, "What are you doing? Those are dry and clean only." So my apologies. He just gave Korger. I put him in the dry cleaning. He just nodded, so he put on a black turtleneck with and hat, a black sweater, black pants, black shoes, and a hoodie. So he zipped up his hoodie, put a hoodie on, then head off and buy his daughter some baby food, some formula, some diapers, and clothes. So Izuku finally came back to the League of Villains hideout, out being detected. He said he made the baby formula and gave it to his daughter Izumi, and started rocking her to sleep. And Toga said, "Here, I got something to give to Izumi." Like, what is it? Toga gave Izumi a bunny that was bloodied up. It's like it was my own bunny, my own stuffed bunny that I had when I was a kid. I want her to have it. Like, Toga, you couldn't, you shouldn't have. Like, no, I want her to have. I know. She needs it more than I do. More than I do. And Zuko just hugged Toga and said, "Thank you. And thank you for not evolving yourself into that." So after he finished drink, Izumi went to sleep, and Zuko tucked her in the bed, and she bought her a blanket and a pillow. So he put Izumi to sleep, and he kissed Izumi in the forehead, saying, "Good night, my little, good night, Izumi. Have sweet dreams." That he went to sleep himself, and that's it. And that's the end of the video. I hope you like, subscribe, comment down below. Make sure you press that bell and never miss a video. This has been your boy, the Hollow Panther, wishing all my fellow Hollows a great day. Peace.